Hello everyone, once again this is King L Bay. I'm just dropping video after video after video. So I just want to let people know how the state and federal courts get jurisdiction over you. A lot of you guys don't understand this process and how they get jurisdiction. This is why trust is so important, because they use corporations and contracts or like confidentiality contracts to hide and mask their identity, and then they might come over and the public as a different person under the operation of another entity, in which that entity is liable for all transactions. But in the private, they have their own private identity in which is secluded from the public. And I'm finna teach you or show you how the state get jurisdiction over you. And I'm gonna show you how the feds get jurisdiction over you. Now it says personal jurisdiction. It says a court may have personal jurisdiction over a person who acts directly or by agent as to a cause of action arising from the persons transacting any business in the state, contracting to supply services or goods in the state, causing torturous injury by act or omission in the state, causing injury in this state by act or omission outside this state if he regularly does business or solicit business, engage in any other persistent course of conduct, derives substantial revenue from goods used or consumed or service rendered in the state. It also says causing injury in this state to any person by breach of warranty, and it just so forth and so on. I'm not going to read every step and every component. And then it says causing torturous injury in this state, and it just show you all the different torts or how you get. Then it says also, this is interesting, having a interest in using or possessing real property in the state, contracting to insure any person, property, or risk located within the state at this time of contracting, and then so forth and so forth. And it talks about this last one is when jurisdiction over a person is based solely upon this section, only a cause of action arising from acts and enumerated in this section may be asserted against him. So this showing you some of the grounds in which how the state get jurisdiction. And they get personam jurisdiction too. I just wanted to share this information with you before I move on to anything else. So let me show you how. Just wanted to go over this, how the state, and this is some of the forms, and this is what people have to understand how they get jurisdiction. Now let me go here. Now this is how the feds get jurisdiction. It's the same thing, because if they get jurisdiction over you in the state, they're going to try to get jurisdiction over you. And the difference in between the state and federal, one deals in interstate commerce, entering the state. The commerce is entering the state, and the one is intrastate, is commerce within the state. So this is how they get jurisdiction. So I'm going to show you this once again. I didn't show this in many videos already throughout the course of me dropping these videos, but it tell you right here. It says who may be a debtor, and it says notwithstanding any other provision of the section, only a person that resides, domicile, a place of business or property in the United States or municipality may be a debtor under this title. So I'm just letting you know this is how they get you. So what the state did was they created you a straw man. And really the straw man isn't you, is really you. They attached it to you without your knowledge. They attached it and started doing commercial business in order to allow you to do that, and they made you the surety. So I just want you to understand that. Okay, so I want you to look at this and look at this, but I also want you to understand this. Okay, the government has to have a compelling interest, and a lot of times they will if you don't set this up right. This is why trust is so important. And like I said, rich people hide behind confidentiality agreements or privacy agreements and other contracts relations. And you have to understand how to contract in order for this to be able to work in the capacity that we're trying to create for you. You have to understand how it works because you'll create a minimum contact and cause them to have jurisdiction. Now I just showed you they want you to, if you know how they get jurisdiction over you, because they want you to do some type of transaction. So government interest in it is a concept in law that allows government to regulate a given matter. For instance, there has been held to be a compelling government interest in restricting access to unapproved prescription drugs. So reason why I'm hitting y'all up with this is because if anything that the government is pretty much funding, then they have a right to control. So I talk about the strict scrutiny test and other videos and for the government to liberally construe anything. And you don't want them to liberally construe everything because they have the right to make something a little more broader. They can reach from anywhere to make a ruling. But if it's strict scrutiny, they have to deal with the contract and the contract in front of them. So you got to understand really what's going on for your rights to be protected. So when you go in there talking about I'm the authorized representative and this, that, and third, the state already got jurisdiction over the entity if if everything is set up correctly, if you're not operating in trust. So this is what I bring to the table to help people protect and safeguard their assets so they'll be able to protect and hide behind this. And this is what happens with child support. We have a methodology in which we know how to utilize to change the situation around, to really change and restructure things for the people that we're working with, our members, to show them how to hide behind things and keep their certain stuff protected in confidentiality and understand what's going on so that they can do business and don't worry about having, child support or any other creditor that's trying to come after them to deal, to take money from them. This is the whole goal. It's a way of doing things. And you have to understand it. And if you don't, this is why they take child support. I can tell you this. You can file writs. You can file 1983s, 1984s, 1985. If you don't understand this process, you don't have a remedy because the state and federal government pretty much fund everything. You buy a house, what happens? You go to the bank funds it. You know what I'm saying? You get a driver's license, you buy a car, you know. A lot of people buy cars and get a loan through the bank. So you got to understand how this works and how they get jurisdiction. If you go to work every day, they got jurisdiction over you. You know, you got to understand all this stuff. I could go into so forth and so on, but I gave you the codes. You can look them up yourself. So, you know, I'm just trying to teach people how this works. It's a methodology to this in which we created a system that has checks and balances that work. So those who looking to get off child support, who really want this remedy to happen, I try to tell guys, this is not a real, this is a very, tedious process. So we have to do things accordingly to how we got to go about managing this. And this is what I must tell my brothers. For those who watching, donate. But also support the book by King L. Bay. Know somebody on child support? Go get the book, How to Stop Child Support, the manual. It's on Amazon, $20. So, for those who's new to the channel, let me see. Let me go to the Must Facebook. Okay, look us up. Look us up. Here's our number. I'll blow it up just a little bit. 513-549-7270. I just want everybody to see that. We have the Moorish Universal Society of Tribes website, and we have the Must Family Court. So those who want to check us out, we can help you with a lot of stuff, and we can show you what we can do with this. So for those who liking this information I'm posting, peace. This is love for all my boys out there. Come on, let's build. So give us a call, like I said, 513-549-7270. Thank you so much for everybody watching. Hoping this video been entertaining. Peace. I'm out. King L. Bay.